Can we talk about if there's any impact on your teaching from receiving the TIP award?
I don't know, it's a direct impact from winning the prize itself. Not sure per se. I mean, obviously, I think it's a nice validation of the teaching that we were doing, and I think it added credence to our project, our patient safety curriculum, which is what we won the award for. So I think it, in some ways, reinforced what we were doing, and maybe added a little more motivation for us to keep doing that, and that we were on the right track.
Can we talk about any impact on your research?
I think so. Most of my research is really looking at the impact of what we do, either clinically or teaching, and so we did try to study the impact of our curriculum on our learners. We published a paper that we disseminated our curriculum and kind of our learner impact, and we're working on a second manuscript to kind of look at longer term impact. So after our learners leave us and go on to practice in the environment they are, we're doing kind of a follow-up evaluation of those individuals in terms of whether they continue to use the skills that we taught them from this curriculum. Yeah, it's a medical journal, so it's the Journal of Graduate Medical Education, so JGME, so it's focused on what we do, which is graduate medical education for physicians. So we've presented in multiple different conferences across the country. So we presented at National Conference for Residency Program Directors, so our community of program directors for internal medicine residency programs, which is a national conference. And then we also presented at a conference for academic general medicine, which is sort of another community professional organization. So. And then locally, in the medical school as well.
Any other impacts on research, or
again, just sort of driving us to continue to look at the impact and try to publish and disseminate.
Sure. Can we talk about any impact on your service to the university?
I'm not sure I could say direct impact. I mean, lots of committees and aligned with the area of education that we're doing, patient safety, and multiple committees in the health system, but I don't know that I could say the prize directly influenced that.
Any impacts on your professional development?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was, again, I think all these things count for something in the process of promotion and getting down the pathway. I think I was already in the process of going up to associate professor when I got the prize. So I don't know if I could say direct impact, because it's always a year-plus process to get promoted. So I think I was already in the midst of that process, because I got my official promotion date was in 2011. But I think obviously it's a university-wide award, which I think has some significance when people look at you and your portfolio. So I think it had it adds value to the portfolio, and maybe adds credence to my credentials for other opportunities and things like that. Yeah, I think it was probably an element for in our track. We have to demonstrate excellence in teaching for sure is core, regardless of our other contributions, and obviously recognition is certainly one of them. And I think it's, within the medical school, there have not been many winners of the TIP program, so I think it was also viewed as fairly rare for medical schools.
Do any other faculty members do anything here with your research, with your innovation?
So I think it was a collaborative effort within medicine, and so I think we have seen that other departments in graduate medical education have adopted or sort of used our work, build on their efforts in the same area. So the background is this area of patient safety quality was previously not really on the radar for graduate medical education for post MD training, but the timing just happened to be that shortly after we won the prize, our national accreditation bodies for residency programs also started to mandate that pieces of it and sort of framework, I think, were adopted by others. We know nationally that others have also kind of looked at our curriculum and tried to use parts of it in their efforts.
Okay. Do you have any examples of any other schools? Like you said, nationally. Do you have any specific examples?
I think people we know have used parts of what we've done, include a couple of the Harvard teaching hospitals, some of the California schools, so UCSF and UCSD, I think, have adopted pieces of our work as well. And then there's probably others that have kind of looked at us as an example.
Wow, that's great.
Like I said, I think some of it was coincidence of timing too, that we were out there and obviously we disseminated, which is the accreditation push came within graduate medical education. situation. Everyone was kind of scrambling for what they would do, so they
Sure.
looked to what's out there, and so
How helpful are the tip funds?
it's a nice addition. I'm not sure it had any other influence.
How satisfied you are with the tip award?
I think we're generally pleased. The nomination process explained what we did. I think our nomination came from our dean for graduate medical education. I think it was the individual who nominated us, but it seemed fair. No, I mean, I think it's with all these awards, I think if the question is what the university's goals are, and I think the one thing I don't think I'd even heard of the TIP award until maybe 1 year before this. I think I sort of gotten an email or heard about it, and now obviously I get emails and know what's going on with the center. But I think, especially for us in the medical school, we're a little disconnected from campus, and so I always say for a university-wide teaching award, how well is the net being cast to get, especially since it's dependent on nominations, and there's probably still room there to reach out to other faculty, especially for the schools that are less connected to central campus. I think beyond that awareness question, I think it was, once we won it, I think it was clear. I think the dissemination of that was pretty good. We got recognition at the department level, at the GMU, graduate education level here, and so I think people heard about it once we won it. But I think it's just the process of being nominated or selected. I don't know how well the net is cast. Okay. to be